Each year in the thriving metropolis of Melbourne, capital city of Victoria, 5,000 young people finish their compulsory education and are faced with the vital decision of absorption into the public service or striving for a higher education. Those fortunate few who decide on intellectual advancement cast aside the formalities and ties of the old way of life and advance toward the new horizons that the University of Melbourne alone can offer them. Here, in harmonious surroundings, the latest contemporary building styles blend gracefully with carefully preserved architectural gems of the past. A heritage of tradition stands in these grounds, and the students must be inspired by the scholastic achievements of those who have passed before them. Frank Lloyd Wright, Robin Boyd, Bates Smart, and McCutcheon leave their message forever in the stone and glass of these memorial buildings. Generous donors of the past have endowed the university with inspiring facades. Their forethought ensures that here at least true beauty will not be lost in the multiple reflections of utilitarian structures such as the new North Building, a clubhouse for staff members and their more intimate friends. Professor Lewis, Dean of the School of Architecture, personally supervises the selection of a suitable facing so that the new structure may stand in harmony with its surroundings. The University Council has, in its wisdom, banned from the picturesque avenues that curse of the atomic age, the student car. Acceptable perhaps in everyday commercial life, this symbol of the encroachment of the mechanical age has no place in these hallowed grounds. The Council has established a traffic advisory board to welcome students at the gates and explain in friendly and courteous ways the few simple rules that ensure a pleasant and fruitful academic life. Certain cars are allowed into the university. Those on vice-regal business and those belonging to personal friends of the Chancellor carry identification marks, and all cars are carefully scrutinized to avoid the possibility of error. Some students disregard well-meant controls, and dedicated council members, considerate of the impetuosity of youth, take pride in explaining that rules are imposed not as harsh restrictions, but for the students' own safety. The tranquility of the university is still disrupted by a trouble-making minority calling themselves the Student Representative Council. These rebels, discovering a legal loophole allowing the use within the grounds of any vehicle other than a motor car, have vindicated their aims of never walk when you can stand and never stand when you can sit. Some of the more progressive ideas were adopted by the student mass, but the gai joie de vivre atmosphere of the Union Plaza remains substantially undisturbed. Here, students relaxing briefly from their arduous studies move freely among their fellows in an atmosphere common to all seats of learning throughout the civilized world. Intellectuals of all levels meet on a common plane. This is the social center of student life, and in this romantic Moomba-like setting, students accept the advice of the city fathers and get together and have fun. From this hub of activity, students travel by conventional means to more serious studies. The university offers a wide range of faculties to mould the minds of future leaders of the community. Open forum prevails in the School of Architecture as vital discussions are held on major design problems of the age. A rigorous and intensive course enables students to reproduce the latest overseas trends subtly blended with the local scene. Sensitive minds apply themselves to the problems of space relations and appreciation of the human scale as it affects the modern man. Medical students have every opportunity to develop their skill as an unlimited supply of specimens is available. Here, more than in any other faculty, the present mode of transport leaves its mark on the students. In the Department of Fine Arts, the dynamic symmetry and multidimensional aesthetics of the great art treasures of the past and present are carefully analyzed. Painting taps at the arteries of our contemporary situation. Have our artists found the solution to life's complex problems in this bewildering atomic age? In the lush and sumptuous surrounds of the university, students meet in an international atmosphere which knows nothing of racial intolerance. Color consciousness is a thing of the past. Black and yellow, they're all the same. As students queue for communal activities, freedom of choice of associates enables them to mingle freely with their colored brothers. Perhaps from these primitive people, we may be reminded of the basic human values underlying our modern democratic civilization. We must always be prepared to extend the helping hand of friendship to them in their simple needs. Unfortunately, individual customs present problems. Rather than face the complexities of assimilation, it has been necessary to insist on segregation under some circumstances. At certain hours, students are allowed in the Union Building, core of extracurricular activities. Through these halls of fame, countless generations of Australian youth have passed. Some have grown up and left their mark in the rich tapestry of Australian history. Menzies of hotel fame, Monash, late designer of the new university, and countless others, to mention only a few. Does a future church leader sit among these eager young students as they apply fresh minds to an age-old problem? Surely, from this vital and enthusiastic group of young theatricals, famous for such productions as The Gibson Girls, White Horse Inn, and The Maid of the Mountains, will again arise Australian producers, actors, playwrights, and stagehands of world fame. Will these people lead Australia to political maturity? Some students find that such activities requiring great mental exertion distract from their normal academic studies, and they're encouraged to participate in recreational facilities. necessity strictly limited inactive membership, these sporting bodies have a very strong hold. But university life is not all entertainment, and the best hand-picked brains of the country pour out their knowledge to mould young and receptive minds. After many years of dedication to study, the students become much more aware of the world around them and of their responsibility to the general community. The grand climax to the years of study is the formal graduation, where, with traditional ceremony, the successful candidates receive written certification. Their names are registered among the greats of the past who have contributed to Australia's future. Thus enriched by the myriad experiences of university life, and with the fruits of their labor in hand, these people go forth confidently to a life of service in the community.